and they also ate less chow. But what happened was, eventually they broke through, and they became just like an animal on sugar. They became fat. They became diabetic. They developed fatty liver. And when we blocked the fructose metabolism, we could block it completely despite them getting the same amount of salt. We could block diabetes by just preventing the salt, by just blocking the fructose. And what's interesting is that the effect of salt to raise blood pressure is through fructose. And when you block fructose, you block that rise in blood pressure and also the cardiac changes. It's amazing. This is a really important pathway. So we said, okay, well, can we reverse this by giving water? You know, I always heard, you know, I'm a kidney doctor. People come in and they say, you know, I drink like 10 glasses of water a day, and I take a water bottle wherever I go, and I'm convinced it makes me healthy. And the physicians in the world, they say, you know, the kidneys hold on to water for you, and do you really need to drink a lot of water? You know, go ahead, but it's real. Drinking water protects. We actually did the study. We could block not just salt-induced obesity, but sugar and high fructose corn syrup-induced obesity by increasing hydration. We should be drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water a day, okay? Now, if you're running marathons, be a little careful because you can suddenly retain water if you drink huge amounts. But for most of us here, drink 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. It makes a difference. So then the question is, but why? Why would nature want salt to cause us to be obese? And the answer is that fat has more than a role than just giving calories. Fat also produces water. And there are animals in the world that live in hot environments or live in the sea where fresh water's not around, and they use fat to provide not just calories, but to provide them water. So in the desert, a lot of animals will have ectopic fat, like on their humps or on their neck or in their tails, and they use that to help them when there's severe dehydration. They break down the fat to produce water. Because when you break down fat, water's released. We call it metabolic water. Whales get 1/3 of their water from their fat, which most of their water comes from the food they eat, because they don't drink salt water. They don't drink seawater. Fat is critical for their survival. And so guess what? If you create mild dehydration and it's got to be mild, with salt, you just get the little bit of mild dehydration, that stimulates the production of fat, which is a way to protect the animal, just like a low ATP says, hey, I'm in danger. Giving salt doesn't actually take away water. It just makes you thirsty, and that's all linked with trying to find a way to become fat. So when you're eating salted pretzels in the bar, that's not good. The salt on French fries, that's not good. Okay, so just French fries not good, period. But when you put salt on it, it's making it worse. Now, interestingly, when we were looking at this, we realized that there's a hormone that holds on to water. And it's called vasopressin, and it helps reduce water. And these animals in the desert that chronically have these fat, they have very high vasopressin levels. So we were wondering, could there be a link of vasopressin with obesity? And what we found is that when we created dehydration, that we activated this polyol pathway, and the brain started making